welcome back to the Caffeinated Librarians, Mayapack Public Library's pop culture podcast. Today, we are finishing off our Sci-Fi series. It was my pick, and you know me, I like to do something a little more off the beaten path, something a little odder. And I was looking through all the sci-fi movies I've seen, and I was like, what can I do? I was like, what am I going to pick? Blade Runner? And we're going to sit around and be like, oh, it's kind of boring. And I'm going to be like, the book's better, and, go on my screen, and, nobody wants that. So I was scrolling through Canopy, and I saw Communion was on there. Now, if you're not familiar with Communion, it is adapted from a memoir written by Whitley Strieber. And Whitley Strieber was a horror author, best known for novels like The Wolfen and The Hunger. The Hunger was made into a fantastic movie, by the way, starring David Bowie, Catherine Deneuve, and Susan Sarandon in the 80s, directed by Tony Scott. It's so baller. Check that out.
In relation to Denis Villeneuve?
Deneuve. Not, yeah.
I'll never get that last name right.
You got it right there.
Just not the right person.
Yeah, it's just a totally different last name. And Communion was his first piece of nonfiction in which he spoke about his experiences being abducted by beings he called the Visitors. In popular culture, these became aliens. Strieber's a little more agnostic about that. And one thing I will say, look, I'm not a big alien guy. They're really not a big, the truth is out there, Fox Mulder type, How about you guys? What's your stance on aliens?
I'm the same as you, Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that we are not alone.
Oh, there are definitely aliens out there. Yeah.
Okay, good. We got a good mix here.
Yeah.
But I do find Strieber's story compelling, and I don't think he's easily written off as a hoaxer or a flim-flam man. He makes YouTube videos still. He's 80.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and he's just if you watch him, he's just this nice, polite old man who pretty clearly believes this stuff. And I think something happened to him. I'm not sure what, but clearly, this has had an impact on him, and he's trying to relate it in the clearest way he can. So the book was a hit because people were like, this is crazy, this is nuts, and I want to know more about this. And eventually Strieber wrote a screenplay for a film version of it. And he didn't really trust it in Hollywood hands for pretty obvious reasons. A lot of the stuff in here is very sensitive to him, and he was very offended when his book was placed on fiction lists and stuff, because he was like, come on, man, I'm just trying to speak my truth. And so he contacted a friend of his, Philippe Mora, a film director, I believe he's French, director. And they pretty much agreed, okay, you will write the screenplay without interference, and you can direct the film without interference. We trust each other here, and yeah. So, Christopher Walken was cast as Whitley, and Lindsay Krause as his wife, Anne. And I think both of those central performances are really kind of fantastic.
Agreed.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Okay, so enough of the background. I guess let's get some opening thoughts before we hop into a summary and discussion.
I'll about lead off.
Okay.
If you guys want.
Sure, Lou.
I actually very much enjoyed the movie, much more than I thought I was going to enjoy it. Christopher Walken, I thought was charming as Whitley Strieber.
He says Strieber. I've heard it Strieber too, so yeah.
Oh, and I think maybe from the little that I heard of Strieber, I'm going to say it different every time I say it. I think I was expecting kind of a more unhinged performance, and maybe that's just because it's Christopher Walken. That's what but I thought Christopher Walken was pretty restrained, and
he does go big sometimes, but he does imbue it with a lot of humanity. I think.
Yeah, and I thought he was pretty respectful to the person himself.
There are some objectively very funny decisions made by Walken, like when Whitley is whenever there's a scene of him writing, he has on like this bizarre writing outfit where he has like a fedora and big glasses that he never wears otherwise.
See that I was
kind of charming.
It was it was endearing to me. I was almost like I was kind of like he's eccentric, but he's a writer and he's just this is his process and who am I to judge his process as a writer? You know what I mean? Like, and his family was kind of a little bit like askew. Also, they weren't like
they're like loud and goofy, but like there's a lot of laughter and like a lot of warmth in the family scenes initially.
So big fan, and the performances really stood out. I have thoughts about certain things that we should get to after. We should get to toward the end. But those were my initial thoughts.
Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, because some of my points, I'll just wait when we get closer to it. Because, But,
like, initial thoughts, like, did you like it? Like, what's something that stood out to you? Like,
so, when I watched it, there were moments I really enjoyed. I think the eccentric moments, because the character Whitley is like can be so high, and then me with my personality, like I don't know how I could match that level of energy. I'd probably have to say, okay, I need to go into another room right now, then you get back down to here and I'll meet you there. I did like the family moments initially, because there's like you said, there's a lot of humor, there's a lot of warmth, there's a great dynamic. The young boy looks really familiar, but I can't place where I may have seen him, but it just looks really familiar. And there were a lot of quirky moments. Like, I did kind of like, when you first see the aliens, I thought it was very disturbing. The music choices were on point at a certain point. Like, it kind of reminded me of Blade Runner, and I'm not sure if it's the same.
What did we think of that Eric Clapton theme? Like the big soft rock guitar.
Honestly, I thought it kind of worked. I don't know that I could. I don't know that I even recognized it, to be honest with you. But
it was original for the film.
Yeah. No. I mean, thinking about the movie now. I'm not sure that I could even remember a score. But
because there were moments where I thought the musical score worked, and then other parts where I felt it didn't seem to make sense for what was happening in the scene. But I don't know if that was intentional. But overall, it was a very interesting movie. It held my attention throughout. I was looking like, where is this going to go? I honestly, but I'll get to that later, thought it was going in a different direction. But overall, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
So I also enjoyed this movie. It was definitely quirky, but then I find that Christopher Walken tends to do quirky characters in quirky films. The only films I actually have seen Christopher Walken in that I've actually enjoyed watching was, I believe it was Dead Zone. He was much younger in that movie. And Seven Psychopaths. And,
he's very good in that.
Yeah, he is very good in that. Depending upon your thoughts on Walken, I really enjoy watching him and his performances. So he was very enjoyable to watch. I didn't really recognize anybody else, and maybe if I saw another film with them.
Lindsay Krause was in Buffy. She was a professor.
Okay. So, I
don't think she was in any of the episodes we watched for the show. But.
No, I don't think so. But I recognized her immediately.
We watched the first episode of season 4.
Oh yeah, she's the okay. But I recognized but I didn't want to bring that up because
it's Buffy.
So. But yes, I recognize
not
her.
her first time entangling with supernatural force.
Yes.
No. But I mean, is it like, I enjoyed the movie? Is it something that I would probably watch again? Maybe not. The only I mean that's if that's the only criticism I have about it, that would be it. But ultimately I enjoyed it. So it held my attention, and I enjoyed Christopher Walken.
All right, awesome. Yeah, because I do I'm kind of surprised everybody's feeling positive about it, because I do like this film. They're watching it for the second time. I was like, this is making a lot of weird and risky decisions with its storytelling that might not work for a lot of people. Like, So, like, you were talking about the design of the aliens, and, like, they are intentionally very fake looking.
Yes.
For
Okay.
reasons that are important to the plot later on, but initially I can see a lot of people seeing the little blue doctors and thinking, what the hell am I watching? Like,
Well, I mean, that was my initial reaction.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is going on? And it's like, it works for the film.
yeah, because it kind of feeds into the idea of him just being like, no, this has to be delusions. There's no way, like,
Right.
it
Yeah.
would look like this. There's
Yeah.
no way it would feel like this. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, so when the film opens up, we get this short scene of, like, Whitley in bed with his wife, and they're sleeping, and there's thunder at night, and he wakes up, and he's, like, really kind of paranoid and out of it, and he's like, who's there? Who's there? Someone is in the room. She's like, don't worry, just go back to bed. And then, you know, that's it. That's just setting up, like, okay, this is a guy who maybe gets scared at night.
Yeah.
And then
with an oversensitive alarm system outside his country house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the scene of him just, like, right in the apartment being weird, doing voices to himself, and like yelling at his computer when it crashes. You know, just being a weird writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I do think this is a funny depiction of Strieber, though, because, like, if you watch him in interviews, he's just, like, a really, like, normal seeming polite man.
So what's
And-
interesting about that, though, is Strieber wrote the screenplay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, well, he did say there were a lot of improv moments that he
okay.
kind of didn't. He was like, that wasn't really what I wrote.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes more
Yeah,
sense. then.
he was a little disappointed with the film. He thought they showed the visitors way too much, and they made them too corporeal.
I was gonna say, you know, for something that must be as personal as this movie would be for Strieber, they do choose to go kind of comedic with the
Yeah.
alien scenes. Like I said, the alien orgy scene, which, I mean, I call it that, but I don't think it was an actual. They're not having an actual orgy.
No, they're
No.
dancing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the scene when he shows up at the end, and
That
and
I
he's,
don't
like,
know what to make.
given
of.
that he's like dabbing them
dabbing
up,
them
they're
up,
making like
yeah.
hand gestures, and I'm like, what's happening here?
Yeah, that was like that. This seems out of place for the story we've been seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know. I don't know. I have very conflicted feelings on it because I love, like, the idea of him embracing this as part of his life and like making peace with it in that way, but, like, I don't know.
And is it okay if we talk about, like, one of the first times when you...
Yes. So they go up to this
Yeah.
country house for vacation. I do just want to point out one
Yeah.
scene before that where they're making dinner and, like, it burns. The apartment's filling with smoke, and there's all this harsh electronic beeping from the smoke alarm and him
Yeah.
trying to punch in the code, and
Yeah.
people are entering, and, like, it's just like it's this very overwhelming scene, and a lot of elements of that are then later incorporated to the abduction scenes,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
I found
that's it.
interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it creates a sense of doubt almost that
Yeah.
I find very intriguing.
Also disorientation too.
Yes, yeah.
Now, this feeling of doubt is kind of, since you brought it up, that's kind of the thing that I was going to bring up. I feel like the director doesn't believe Strieber's story.
I'm not. I think Mora has peace. I think Mora accepts it for what Strieber believes
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah, because it seemed like now I'm forgetting what thing I was gonna. Maybe when we keep talking, I'll remember what I was gonna say. But yeah, I thought that there were like signs that like he didn't necessarily.
I haven't read the book. Susanna has. She says it's like a pretty fantastic read.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She said that, like, in the book there is a lot of self-doubt from Strieber of just like, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
And it's him, you know, trying to believe he's just delusional and
Yeah.
having
Mhm.
hallucinations for a lot of it. So, like, I think it might be a way to try to convey that in cinematic form.
I think his self-doubt was something that I liked, but I thought there were elements of the movie, and I forget now what I was thinking of. But I and that was something I appreciated, even from, the screenplay and Christopher Walken's depiction of it. Like, he doesn't. This guy isn't coming out and saying like, I was abducted by aliens. He says something weird happened to me. I can't really explain it, and I appreciated that, and that felt real. Like nobody's coming out and saying their first instinct is I was abducted by aliens. I don't think. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they go out to this house in upstate New York. This very cool cabin, honestly.
Yeah.
I would love that cabin if it wasn't so prone to alien abductions. And at night, there's this huge light outside, and they have friends staying with them, and Whitley convinces himself, oh, it's just my fog lights and all the alarm systems I have tripped up because, you know. And Simona, do you want to talk a little more about that?
Yeah, and it goes to basically me trying to figure out, okay, are we supposed to take it where Whitley is experiencing this? Because like when you see the scene where it's Whitley and Alex and Sarah, the couple.
Yes.
So Alex and Sarah experience something where it's a bright light and they're shaken so much that they leave. Anne seems to kind of sleep through it, but later on, which I probably won't get into, there's a revelation that she experienced something she doesn't quite understand.
Yeah.
Their son also seems to have experienced something, so I'm saying, okay, is it like, and there's a French term for like madness shared by two people.
Folie à deux.
Yeah,
and that kind of gets alluded to at one point.
Yeah.
Whitley over breakfast when he's trying to calm down his friends is like, we just all got involved in the same dream.
Yeah.
But like, and also like this is really before he's told much to his son, because his son in his description of the what are they called in Star Wars? I'm going to refer to them
Jawas.
as the Jawas.
Yes.
And his depiction of the Blue Doctor, the Jawas, like, he gives a description that matches his dad's, and his dad hasn't confided that in the son. So in the same point, okay, fine. Is it possible to share the same dream delusion? I don't know. So something obviously has happened. So at that point, I was like, okay, fine. Are we supposed to believe, yes, something actually is happening, but Whitley is like in denial because he wants to rationalize his experience, which maybe he can't rationalize, because then how do you explain his wife and his son? And another thing, which, can I bring up the psychiatrist?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to wait?
Let's get into that later on. I want to talk
Okay.
about the Halloween bit.
Okay.
When
All right.
they're doing like this trick or treat thing in their apartment building, and this like teenage girl pops out in this mantis costume, and Whitley has a full blown meltdown. He starts like screaming at her, like, "What do you think you're doing? Like, what's wrong with you?" And like everybody is just screaming at him. They're like, Why are you so scared? It's a Halloween mask. You're a grown man.
Yeah.
Calm down." But like for him, it conjured very real images. Like he's, you know, it really upsets him, and like his wife is talking to him, and like she's getting frustrated because she's like, what's happening to you? Like, why are you scared of this? And, and he says something like, it was like I'd seen it alive, real. And like, I don't know. And he just kind of ends that scene by agreeing to like just shove it away and like put it out of his head.
Yeah. Well, I think he still doesn't really know. He doesn't know what he saw. Like he doesn't. He doesn't really understand it yet, or anything like that. I'm not sure at the end he really understands it either. But at that moment, he certainly doesn't understand what's going on, and his wife doesn't really get it either. Yeah.
His writing is suffering. He can't write anymore.
That was it. So this is gonna jump way ahead, but so they focused on the writing so much. The guy had like severe writer's block.
Yeah.
Right? So like I almost got, but again, I mean, I guess if it was in the screenplay,
I think that's just kind of what happened to him. And I think that's when he decided, I'm going to write some nonfiction now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
All right. So it wasn't like the director being like...
I'm not too certain, but yeah, I don't think that was the implication.
Oh, okay. Cause, that as watching it for the first time, that's how I interpreted it, was the director almost saying like, this guy had severe writer's block. He does believe something happened to him, but he was gonna, I don't know. It was
I
maybe
I don't think
dramatizing the situation a little bit to write the book.
I don't think that's an illegitimate read on the film. It's not mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that is.
Yeah, and I'd have to watch it again because maybe I would get a different sense. It's interesting that to me was interesting that's the way it ended, and then it ends with that shot of the three of them on the roof waiting for something that never shows up. So that was kind of sorry, I just wanted to bring that up because I was like, I'm gonna forget it again.
That would be a damning.
Yeah, right.
Like that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it's probably not true. It's probably not the right reading of it.
That's interesting, and you can support it. Like yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of how I read that.
But yeah, and then they get to Christmas, and the family is wrong. Like, the son knows nothing is right. There's a scene where they come out of his Christmas play, and he's just like, why are we sad?
Oh, yeah.
There's one part, maybe it's during the, what's it called? When you put somebody under, like, a... Hypnosis. Maybe it's during that, and he sees his son, and his son is like, has like a real pale face, and he's like, why are we dead? And I'm like, I thought it was like, I was like, there's the comedy I like, but I'm sorry, it's like not supposed to be funny, but for me it just hit in such a humorous way for me. But I'm sorry, continue. I keep cutting you off.
And then we get to the second abduction scene where this stuff happens big time in this one. And it's back at the cabin. It's the day after Christmas, and Whitley gets carried off by the little blue doctors. And and it cuts straight to the morning, him making breakfast, and he's just like, was there an owl in the house last night? I thought I saw an owl. And like that's kind of leaves it at that. I think it's just the implication that like the gray face is sort of owl-like.
Yeah. And what's interesting about that one is that you find out later on that like the wife and the son experienced something that night too, but they have no memory of it.
Yeah, and he thinks he has a spider bite on his neck, and it's causing him a great pain throughout the day, and at night he gets really, really scared.
Yeah.
And to the point where he gets a shotgun, and he shoots at what looks like a little blue doctor, and then sees more movement and shoots, and just misses his wife.
How he misses his wife there.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah. And she, like, have you... I mean, I can't think of many instances in movies where somebody's been shot at and the person misses and then they handle it. But, like, the way she handled that, I felt like was such a real reaction.
It is massively heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But also, like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, there's still... I don't know. There's still like compassion in there.
100%. What's the actress's name again?
Lindsay Krause.
Lindsay Krause, excellent. I mean, she looks, obviously you could tell she's furious. She's terrified.
Yeah.
And just the way she just takes the gun from him and like doesn't say a word, but is like looking at him, but not even like staring daggers at him. Almost like this like, what the hell's happening?
Well, what I really appreciate from her performance is that it's all subtle. Like, her reactions are very subtle, and that really evokes the more emotional impact of it when an actor is able to do that. Because I find that to be rather far and few between with some movies. But because it just hits you harder, and it's like she understands what's going on, but at the same time it's like unless he does something about this, like to try and correct whatever is going on, it's not going to end well.
And like all he can really bleed out is I didn't know it was you. Like,
and that's what makes it even more heartbreaking.
And after this, he agrees to go to his regular doctor about this and talk about it. Or I think it might be a psychiatrist or something. I'm not sure. I wasn't exactly sure who Dr. Friedman was to him. But, and his doctor is just like, buddy, it sounds like you were sexually assaulted. He's trying to assure him, like, hey, this happens. Like, you're not alone in this. But and he sends him to a psychiatrist who specializes in rape cases. This
Yep.
older woman. Oh, what was her name? Doctor. Oh God,
I don't remember her
it's
name.
I have it here. Dr. Janet Duffy.
What a nice name.
And she puts him under no. Well, first there's a really devastating scene where he's telling his wife what he saw,
Yeah.
and he fully recognizes as he's saying it how ridiculous it sounds
Yeah.
and how
Yeah.
unbelievable it is, but he has to say it, and it's just like I don't know, and like there's a lot running through her face too of just like, are you like. Are you gonna do something to yourself? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's very. I found that really impactful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What I will say, like, through just like the how the characters were written in this movie, which is something that I don't see that often, is that if it's the wife is very much this compassionate and understanding person instead of like this person who immediately goes to fear and like, how can you be doing this? Why are you doing this to me? You know, if you don't do this, I'm gonna like do this A, B, or C. I'm going to leave and I'll divorce you. So this was a very refreshing performance in this movie that I really like. Was like, I like this.
Yeah, I do know the real life Whitley Strieber was with Anne until she passed away. So
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, and like in that scene too, like he tries to speak. No, like it just has to be hallucinations. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, does that make things better?
No.
No.
You know, like
No.
Probably makes it worse. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene Simona referenced earlier where the son mentions the little blue doctors.
Yeah, and I also like noticed when he was in the doctor's office, he looks like there are a lot of statues.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also kind of sexual elements to the statues. Like I
Yeah.
noticed there are even the paintings.
Yeah.
And at one point he looks up and there are 4 statues of men,
Mm-hmm.
like sort of crudely designed men. And I was like, oh, like I kind of thought at some point, because when his family doctor suggested it could have been sexual assault, I kind of thought that's where it was going.
Yeah.
Because of other things that we'll get to later, like I was reading, it's like, okay, this could kind of make sense. And like when he saw the 4 figures, it's kind of like, well, like if he is hallucinating, is he pulling from things that he's seeing?
Mm-hmm.
And he's fabricating it because it might be easier than dealing with a reality.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't think that he was assaulted in the cabin. I thought the assault happened when he was younger,
Yeah.
Yeah.
very young. Because there's another scene where I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
they show him
wonder.
as a kid.
Yeah, so I thought-
Yeah, it's his first interaction
Yes,
with
is-
the
Yeah.
visitors.
And it reminded me of another movie. I can't remember the name. And
You're thinking of Mysterious Skin
probably,
with Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
yes.
Yes.
Because
I need to
Alien,
see that
What a
movie.
pull. Wow.
Well,
Yes.
that deals with like childhood sexual assault and
Oh.
and aliens.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
aliens
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
become.
I was gonna say we
Without
guys
the
got some Stranger Things hive mind going on here. Like,
because there's a similar theme of like aliens and abduction being used to explain what sort of it's a trauma coping mechanism.
Yeah.
And that's all I'll say because I know you haven't seen the film. And I felt like this is what's happening here, is that something is awakening the trauma, and basically his mind can only deal with it, saying, oh well, aliens, you know.
Well, I mean, I would agree. Not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but I mean, I would agree with you on that because just this symbolism of everything, and like especially when he's in to see the psychiatrist, I'm like,
yeah.
there's something going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
it is very much portrayed as a violation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
and not to beat a dead horse, but I wonder. I thought the same things with the statues and stuff like that.
yeah.
And again, you know, this is something we've talked about in the past. A director knows everything that's in a shot, right?
Yeah.
So, like, is this the way for the director to say this is what he believes
Yeah.
really happened? Was that there was a sexual assault when he was younger?
I mean, who's to say that it
Yeah.
probably was, and this is what the book is what came out of that experience
Yeah,
as
and-
like a coping healing kind
Yeah.
of a thing.
And the scene that you mentioned earlier, I didn't like, and I don't know how far to go, but that scene I found very disturbing because I read it very differently. But I don't know if we want to get to that yet.
We'll get there. In
yeah,
just a
because
little bit.
I have thoughts on that scene and why I thought it was going a certain way.
Yeah, but no, like I do think this movie, and I think from what I understand, Strieber's writing is aware of, you know, that a lot of elements of this are analogous to sexual assault. Like,
Oh, okay.
I haven't read the book, but I read the preface earlier today, and like the first paragraph is. This is a story of one man's attempt to deal with a shattering assault from the unknown. It is a true story, as true as I know how to describe it. To all appearances, I have had an elaborate personal encounter with intelligent non-human beings. Who could they be? Where have they come from? Are unidentified flying objects real? Are there goblins or demons or visitors? And, you know, he talks about just, like, giving the background to it and stuff there. But, yeah, so, like, I do think that's on his mind. I'm not going to ascribe anything to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah,
man's
no.
alive,
Yeah.
and he's telling his story in his own words.
Yeah.
I recommend this if you want to hear more about it. But yeah, but like I do think that is very much on his mind in the writing. Like he describes it as an assault. He describes, and like I think the film is very much portraying it as a violation of.
100%.
Oh yeah,
him
absolutely.
and, yeah, like I mean, you know, there in a lot of alien stories and fiction, the idea of the rectal probe is,
Yeah.
you know, comes up again and again, and it comes up here as well. But yeah, and his therapist begins giving him hypnosis to help him remember what has happened, and yeah, and it's very scary for
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
And he kind of rejects it at first, and storms out and goes on the bus and thinks everyone is mantises. And then his friend finds him, and in an interesting scene, his friend, who I believe is from somewhere in Eastern Europe, is telling him, like, you know, we had a name for these things back there. They were kobolds. They were little guys who lived in the mines who terrorized people. He says, Whitley, little men are real. They have haunted the world forever. And Whitley flatly rejects this, which I found interesting. He's just like, no, you're talking about something ridiculous. You're talking about goblins. You're talking about trolls and gnomes. That's not what I experienced. And,
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I found it interesting to link it to folklore, but to then have the main character reject that. And,
Yeah.
but, like, to him, I get it, because he feels like it cheapens it. He's like, no, I'm not Rip Van Winkle. I'm a grown man who lives in the real world. Like, and, like, later on, he goes home, and his therapist is there with his wife and stuff, and she says, like, hey, like, there is a support group. I have 12 patients who have all reported seeing the beings you saw. And he just responds, no. That's it. Just a refusal to accept that anybody else could have experienced this, that this could be a shared thing. And I found this support group really interesting.
Same.
Yeah.
Because, like, they all have very different perspectives.
Yeah.
Like, some of them refer to themselves as participants, some of them refer to themselves as victims.
Yeah.
And I don't think the film really makes a judgment on that.
Oh no.
Yeah, which I found kind of refreshing.
Oh yeah.
And too, like they're like, so like, which ones got you? Like was it the tall guys? Was it the little guys? Like,
Yeah.
And they also, I guess they were such a mix of a group of people that, like, maybe when I think of somebody that claims to have been abducted by aliens, I'm thinking about, like, crazy people.
Yeah.
But they did a nice job of no, this is someone you could work with. This could be your sister. This could be your husband. This could
one
be,
guy,
you know.
like, they're distrustful of him at first because, like, she introduces him as a writer, and, like, I don't think I want that here. Like, one guy's like, I'm a cop. If this gets out, I'm losing my job.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a really nice job of making you realize that these are normal people. And,
yeah,
and
there's another memory scene that was that depicts, like, a probing and Whitley having very odd interactions with the aliens.
Yes.
Yeah.
At one point he gives one of the little blue doctors, like, a kiss on the forehead.
Yeah.
And there's another Whitley that tells him, I am you and you are me and we are here. I am the dreamer, you are the dream.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, he says something about how they have broken his mind.
Yeah.
And then we get this scene of him just kind of hanging out on board, and there's a bunch of children around.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's fog, and there's this is the first sort of hint that like the aliens' appearances may be costumes of some kind, because like he picks up one of the gray masks, and you see like a head for one of the doctors in the background.
That's why that scene disturbed me.
Yeah.
It really did. And that's what made me believe, okay, yes, he experienced sexual abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is highly sexualized. At least in my opinion, when I was like, oh, okay. And even the scene of the children, I was like, okay, and that's what made me believe, yes, he experienced something as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I even thought about, like, maybe there were multiple people involved. Because
Sure.
even the fact that there's masks, and I was like, okay, that's how his mind is processing the people that abused him. Oh, like they were these... That's why I was like, okay, and I was so disturbed by it.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that he's interacting with the kids as an adult, like even the way he's on their level, and like some of the kids crying, which I guarantee were natural reactions, because like if I were one of those young kids, because like I was like, that's terrifying too. So that's why I was leaning towards, okay, this is his way of processing.
You're on this scary set, and
Yeah.
Christopher Walken is there with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's this strange, intense dude.
I'm
like-
immediately gonna start crying. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why my mind was going, like, this is his way of processing the abuse that he
Oh yeah,
suffered.
absolutely. You could absolutely
I
get
found
that
it
read
very
on it.
disturbing. It was hard for me to watch, to be perfectly honest. Like, this is like, it was just giving me that ick feeling. Like, I was like, this is just too much. So that's why I was, okay, that's how his mind is coping with this. And also, especially as a man, men don't really talk about sexual trauma that they experience. There's more of a stigma.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's also that rejection of, oh, I'm a man, that can't happen to me, and all that stuff. Even the way sometimes, like, it's played for a joke, like with like, oh, rectal exams, or like it's played for laughs that could happen. And I was like, okay, so that's why my mind went, okay, that's his way of processing what he experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry, Family Guy came into my head there for a
I
second.
knew something was.
I hate that.
I hate that.
Yeah. But after meeting his support group, Whitley has a bit of a change of tone.
Yes.
And he gets absolutely dripped out. He puts on the nicest suit he owns. He puts on his big fedora, and he tells his wife, I'm going out for a pack of cigarettes. And she's like, you don't smoke. and he drives up to the cabin because he got dressed. You got to get iced out to meet the aliens. And he rolls up, and he confronts it head on.
Yeah.
In a strange way where he like we talked about earlier, he daps up the little blue doctor. He's doing like secret handshakes.
They're doing like this thing, and
it's a bizarre scene. There's another one of him there who's like a magician. With like a little mustache.
And that's his wife there too, right? As like a maid. Or
I thought she was a magician's assistant.
Oh, magician's assistant.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Another thing that just came into my head, the praying mantis imagery.
Yes. So,
and women.
So mantises are a common alien reported sighting.
Oh, okay. Because I was thinking, my head went another way. Okay, never mind.
Haven't we talked about a movie with praying mantises?
We talked about it with one of the comics. What? Stray Bullets. That's yeah.
Also, wasn't it also in the Jake Gyllenhaal movie? Because there were insects.
Those were spiders.
Spiders.
The spiders come up in this too.
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, because the kid describes it as spiders.
Remember at the very beginning too. Now we're jumping back. I'm sorry, but when that kid says like, and he's screaming, and then it's just a spider, and again a very nice heartwarming scene. They all like overreact to a spider in a funny way, and then as they walk out of the room, the kid says, "I might not have seen a spider."
Yeah,
and I'm just like, get the out of that house.
Yeah.
Like bad happening. Let's go.
But this scene does culminate in, I think, one of my all-time favorite moments in like any like alien media, where he confronts the alien at one of the grays, and he's like, "What's under there?" And he takes off the bottom of the mask, and you see like this like much more realistic seeming like sort of like John Carpenter, David Cronenberg type stuff underneath.
It was gross.
And
very.
Whitley is not phased, and he's like, "You
That's
really
it?
think I came all the way out here just for you to tell me that's it?"
Yeah.
And it's sort of revealed that like this goes down a million layers. Like these are forms they have taken to make him comfortable.
Yeah.
These are the comprehensible ones.
Yeah.
And like the film plays with the idea of like, is this a facet of God? Like there's a scene of him and his wife in a gallery after where they're both kind of spouting about like their interpretations of events.
Yeah.
It's kind of a very like formally interesting scene because they're just saying things like, and like it's not a full-on conversation. It's just them stating their views.
Yeah.
And Whitley's idea is just like, the world's getting so small, be nice to meet someone new. You know, like he's just like, you know what, I will take whatever I can get here. I will, he wants to redefine his experience into being a participant. And like he tells her, like they told him he was chosen. And like he's, it's an interesting synthesis.
Yes.
Of just like reframing these events and him, trying to take away a positive from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like how he justified it too. He was like, for a long time we thought the Earth was flat, and now it's round, and
Yeah, and his wife is of the opinion, what does it matter? It's just God.
Did I say that reversed? Did I say flat and round?
No, you said it right.
I said
you said it right.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Well, now we know the Earth is flat. Right?
Kyrie Irving told us that, right?
I forgot about that. Why was he tweeting that stuff out?
It's a great question.
Kyrie, just stick to like saying like aliens are real or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, and she says, it's just God. You saw something extraordinary. There are many faces of God, masks of God, and like, I don't know. It's, and they kind of end with him, sort of incorporating this into his familial life. Like he's writing again because he feels comfortable speaking about this stuff now, and he's, when he thinks he sees a bright light outside, he can tell his family, and they can all go up to the roof together, and there's no longer this isolation.
Yeah.
Which,
that's another thing that I really appreciate about this movie is that there's a full and complete reconciliation. There's no ambiguous ending. There's no like.
I don't know. The ending kind of confused me.
Well, I didn't. I mean,
me.
it's just.
And I guess I had a totally different interpretation.
No, that is interesting.
Yeah. It's. I don't know. I just found it very refreshing that it's just. Yeah, this is this guy who's living his life and there's no big mystery to it. It's just it. So I appreciated that.
And what is the communion aspect?
Well, it's a holy thing.
Speaking with them.
Speaking with them is the communion itself. I know what communion is.
No, I didn't.
I meant in terms of this.
That's how I.
He is communing with a foreign and like totally foreign inhuman entity that seemingly has great power.
Let it go, Simona.
Listen,
let it go, Simona.
No, I'm not gonna let it go. I didn't say you didn't know. Like I was about to say, I interpreted communion as a holy thing when you take communion with God. That's how I interpreted the title. That he's communion with a higher power.
Interesting. So I guess my question was what is the physical communion though? So I guess
like communion just means like communicating.
Oh, so it's not like when you get communion.
A bond. Yeah.
Because I was reading it religious also.
No, like that is a religious aspect of it. It's just the Catholic rite of communion involves like the eating of the bread.
Okay.
But,
so it doesn't have anything to do with that.
The wine.
Oh, okay.
No, but like there are other religions that like
do
speak about
communion,
communing
and
with,
it doesn't have to do with having a wafer.
So
yes.
So it's two different.
They're referring to the same thing of entering into communion with a higher power.
Okay.
But like it is.
Just get rid of the.
There is no physical eating here. Or
Gotcha.
drinking. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I didn't mean the eating part. I meant this.
At least I believe so. Yeah.
I wasn't even
That's a
thinking about
good
the eating thing.
interpretation.
Oh, I
of
was.
It, though.
Yeah.
I
Because
was
I
thinking
didn't read any religious connotation in this.
Yeah.
I think there's stuff about God, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's specifically like a
Not like
Christian
Catholic
or
or
like
Christian
any
or-
denominational.
Yeah.
Because
God,
even
just
because the reason why I also
concept a
kind
higher
of went
power.
Yeah.
holy too was because also like a lot of like mystics, like if you're not religious, you'll interpret them as having psychosis or some kind of mental illness. So like when you think about Joan of Arc, like a lot of people say she was schizophrenic, but that's if you don't believe that she was communing or communicating with a higher power. And I kind of thought of that when it suggests that he might have a form of epilepsy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he wants to have the epilepsy
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then that would make it easier to explain. Oh, it's like I can concretely prove this is why it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so my mind kind of went a little bit religious when it
I
came to
did
the
too.
title, but
I
not
did too.
the eating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, it's the only form of communion I ever know. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Strieber is still writing today. He came out with a book last year, or no, this year, A Fourth Mind, which explores the anatomy, genetics, and abilities of the visitors. And it has been well received by some big shots in the UFO world, like Jacques Vallée, who. Damn, Jacques Vallée is still alive? What? He's the guy they based the French guy off of in Close Encounters.
Oh.
Yeah, he's just like, he's a French ufologist.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is he now?
He is 86. And he also, like, created ARPANET, which was, like, the first, like, pioneer internet thing. So,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, wild life Jacques
Yeah.
Vallée's had. I kind of want to know more about him.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not even a big alien guy, but I'm
Yeah.
The science behind it is cool.
Yeah, I'm more like when it comes to aliens, I'm more of the mind where we can neither disprove nor prove. Like I'm more of like open-mindedness because if the universe is as vast as we claim, how can we say we're the only ones? That's more of how I take it. But I'm not entirely overly invested in the concept.
Yeah,
but
and I also I'm not like a big conspiracy person where like, oh, Area 51, they got Alien City down there and everything like that.
know.
Like I don't believe in
You
all
got
that.
Alien City?
You know, like, I don't believe
I
in
want to
that.
go to Alien City.
Me too. But like I do believe that like, there's things that there I mean I guess I'm in the same vein. Like there has to be something else because like the universe is just we have no idea what's out there.
Yeah.
I mean like we've never even been out past Mars, have we? I don't know, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like the vastness of it.
Even people haven't been out past Mars.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
but we have sent
Out to the moon. That's it.
Yeah.
we have sent satellites, I guess,
Yeah.
towards Jupiter. That's how we got pictures of Jupiter.
Yeah, but they might not be showing us all the pictures. You know what I mean? Here's the conspiracy theories.
Oh my God, Lou.
No, I don't know. I just yeah, I believe that there has to be something out there, I want to believe.
I gotta watch the X-Files.
You should. It's awesome.
Yeah, I
It
know.
really
I know
is
I'd have a
great.
great time.
Yeah.
Why does Fox Mulder work for the FBI if he like distrusts the government?
That's
so
a great
much?
question too. Yeah.
If he's like they're hiding all the aliens from us, and it's like, bro, you work for the department that would be hiding the aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that movie was terrible though. The one that they made like after the show was done.
Oh, the X-Files movie?
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. The one in between season 3 and 4 and 5 is great.
Okay.
But the one that is like later on,
Mm-hmm.
the only reveal is that, spoiler alert, that Mulder and Scully were sleeping together the whole time.
Which
I'm
is
like, really?
Who can believe it?
Yeah. I waited that long for this.
But wasn't, because I've never seen the show. How many seasons is it?
It's like 9 seasons, but then didn't they do like another couple?
Yeah, they did like I don't know if it was like a full season.
Yeah, I think they might have done a couple of
But
seasons.
wasn't
Yeah.
the
Like
whole
later
thing also
on.
the slow burn between the two of them?
I don't
The
think
will they,
they
won't
were.
they?
I don't
It was
think
meant to be a will they,
Yeah.
won't they, right?
Okay, oh, that's what I thought.
And
I
it was a
don't-
very slow burn. It just kept flaming. There wasn't any,
Okay. Striever also wrote the book with Art Bell on that The Day After Tomorrow was based on.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Do you know Art Bell?
I do not know.
He hosted Coast to Coast AM, which was just like this classic radio show where people would call in and be like, "I got abducted by aliens," or like, "I'm fighting a ghost right now," or like just. And his whole thing was he would entertain them, and he wouldn't like cast doubt or anything. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, tell me about it."
Yeah.
Like,
That's cool.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it would air like real late night. Like I think like a lot of truckers really loved it and stuff.
Nice.
Because, yeah, it would hold your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, see, those are the kinds of people that I think you'd expect to see in that group circle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and the fact that they weren't in there is a very nice touch.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, this book is just about like climate change.
Yeah.
This actually this isn't even conspiracy stuff. This is
Yeah.
just them talking about like, hey, here's how it could go.
Yeah.
Okay, I do want to read his novel Alien Hunter: The White House. I am so curious.
We should do that for the podcast, guys.
Go to the White House and hunt aliens? No. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking, Lou.
You better say you're joking. You're
I'm
on camera.
I am joking. Joking. No one's going to the White House to hunt aliens. I'm just joking.
Would you dap up a little blue doctor?
Yeah, I think I would.
I don't know. Like, I would just be too weirded out by the whole experience. No, I don't.
But yeah, Communion. What are we rating this out of?
Little Blue Aliens.
All right.
I like it.
Little blue guy.
I'll bat lead off. I really enjoyed this movie more than I thought I was going to. And I thought I don't remember, like, I've never seen, you said Dead Zone. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I think it was also made in the 80s. Christopher Walken was he was a young man when he was in that movie.
Yeah.
Because it's a Stephen King book, so
Yeah.
yeah, they
And I don't really ever remember seeing him in like a leading role.
Yeah, he doesn't lead very
No.
often, but I think he works really well here. He's usually like, in
Yeah.
supporting roles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like-
and I mean, obviously, I always think of
cameos.
Pulp Fiction, with him, but and I thought he was wonderful in this. I thought he did a good job of being very charming and doing a very good job of taking this real person's real personal story and being serious with it.
yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this quite a bit.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a really good movie. 4 out of 5.
I will also rate this a 4.5. Little Blue Aliens. Christopher Walken. I enjoyed his performance. I enjoyed everybody's performance. Yeah.
And also, was I the only one that kind of found him attractive in this film?
Who? Christopher Walken?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good. Good.
No.
I don't. The black hair was freaking me out on him.
Honestly, even just his hairstyle, I'm like, I don't
In
know
certain scenes, he looked a little like Elon Musk, and I was
Oh
like,
my God.
"Oh, that's weird."
Yeah, no. And
Yeah.
even in the one scene when he had his shirt off, his like rib cage like bulged out. I was like, oh my God, he's so bony. I was like, eat a burger, man.
To be fair, it was mostly when his clothes were on. I didn't really think. But now you're giving me
It's
that.
because he's always walking, you know.
Yeah.
True.
All right, yeah. 5 out of 5. Little Blue Doctors.
like it.
This film is wild. I love it. I think even if you're not really clicking with this, you should watch this because I think it's just entertaining on a lot
Yeah.
of weird levels. And
For sure.
Walken gives an amazing performance, and yeah, I I think, honestly, this is probably like best case scenario adapting a memoir like this and fictionalizing it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what else you do with this with a book like this.
Yeah.
I will read this one day and
Yeah.
I'll report back. But yeah,
Nice.
check it out. And yeah, that's the end of our sci-fi series. Check it next time for I don't know something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be discussing something.
Yes.